All right, this is one of those u-subs where I'm not actually solving, I'm just doing the u-sub that they requested, right? So the first really obvious thing here is that it's probably not either of the answers that have the same bounds, and here's why. Those bounds, right, so if you want to eliminate answers quickly on a problem like this, the top bound is supposed to be x equals 4, but we know that u is the square root of x, so the top bound should now be the square root of 4. It should be a 2. So instantly, I can cross off any of the answers that have the top bound as a 4, right? In fact, I can cross off the answer that has a 16 too. There's no point in looking at the bottom bound because all the answers for the bottom bound are the same, right? So this is a 1, but look how all these answers are also a 1. So that's not going to help me at all. But by looking just at the top bound, I was able to eliminate it down to 2 only, right? So using bounds only, I was able to eliminate this down to answer C or D, which is not too bad. Then I can do the rest of the problem, but if I were stuck guessing at this point, I wouldn't be in a completely terrible spot. So now let's actually do the u-sub and figure out what it should look like. Since u is the square root of x, du is going to be a 1 over 2 root x dx, meaning I'd multiply the 2 root x over, so I'm going to get 2 root x du is my dx, but I'm going to need to go ahead and replace this root x with a u. So I get 2u du is my dx. So now this and this are what I'm going to have to use to replace the integral. So if I do the work on the integral without bounds, right, because I already know what the bounds are now. If I know the bounds are going to be a 2 and a 1 because that's the only option. I have this integral of e to the u dx. Sorry, didn't mean a dx, my bad. Sometimes my brain gets tired. My dx is a 2u du. And on the bottom, I have this root x, and I guess I didn't have to replace the root x with a u. I could have just left it as a root x. That would have been fine too. I guess some of you might have opted to do that. If you wanted, just for argument's sake, the root x would have canceled either way. So you get a e to the u, and then here my dx is a 2 root x du. And on the bottom I have a root x, and the root x, they're going to cancel. And so I get that this is a 2 e to the u du. And then that pretty much answers my question. It's C, right? Because the only difference was how that coefficient pans out.